how are you doing? You are looking at a screen. One side is a no code or low code tool for AI automation called n8n. It's a workflow I set up. Its job is designed to do a budget versus actual analysis for a fake forecasting model that I have on the left side of the screen. Maybe I'll just set the foundation for FP&A. It's customary to have a forecasting model. Projections that go out, for the rest of the year. It can go 2 years and go 5 years. And normally, routinely, what we would do is we'd have a financial review call. It would be comparing actuals to our closed books to that forecasting plan month over month and to see how we performed. Did we exceed it? Did we fall short of it? What were our hits and miss? And oftentimes, the budget versus actual analysis would occur. And what that is a tab that I have here, which bridges the forecasted by every single account item in our chart of accounts to that which is in QuickBooks, the closed books. And you can see here, we have the forecast, we have actual, and where were our variances? Where were we off? And what was the percentage? And what I would do is I would manually write up commentary. And it wouldn't just be, we missed landscaping services by $42 and that was a negative 12% variance of plan. We'd actually have to dive in and just be like, well, what drove that? And that would be me manually going into QuickBooks, double clicking all the underlying transactional details pertinent to that account, right? So the vendors, the invoicing, all the things that roll up to the summary level view of that account. Well, I build an automation to do that automatically. And let's see how it works. I'll probably just hit start and explain what's going on as it runs. So to get it started, what we're going to do is click this little button. It's waiting for a trigger event. What's the trigger event? It's this little button that I have over here on my fake forecasting model. And by the way, it's fake. This is a sandbox company. You get it out of QuickBooks. So I'm not using real live client data. But let's go. It's running a script. It's sending a command over to this budget versus actual trigger. It's doing some organization, and two things are happening at the same time. One, it's reading the forecast. It's taking all the forecasting data and it's cleaning it, merging it. It's also running a P&L API or an API called a QuickBooks to get the P&L summary. It's cleaning it, once again, merging it. And the reason that happens is to keep the infrastructure of the model intact. And that's actually pretty important. Then it's looking at the threshold, right? It's saying, okay, what's our threshold that we want to analyze? That is set up here at 15%. That gets passed through to the model. Anything over 15% gets passed over to our senior financial analyst agent. And as you can see, it's doing the analysis. As I've been talking, things are popping up. Let me show you a little bit what's going on with that. It's running a loop over and over and over again for those 17 items got passed down. It's now doing another API call to get the transactional details for that set account. It's doing the analysis and it's doing the write-up. Soon as this is all done, it's going to pass it over to the CFO agent, which is doing that now. And that agent is going to basically aggregate all the stuff that's important top line, kind of like top-down communication, coupled with what the work that the senior analyst did and write up a highlight over here on this tab right here. But I will first go to the budget versus actual write-up, and let's just see how that looks. Let me expand a little bit and maybe I'll go to 125 so you guys can see the commentary. I've done this before. It actually does a really good job. Let's take an account, for example. Let's do pest control services. You can see we forecasted we'd have $77. I think this is a landscape company in the sandbox environment. But you can see we actually had a negative 100. Okay. What's that? What does that mean? What's the root driver? And this is what the agent came up with. It's unfavorable. Pest control services incurred a $100 unfavorable variance due to a credit memo from Amy's Bird Sanctuary. They had to credit back their account. They probably broke something. I don't know. Let's go down and see what else they did. Let's see. The miscellaneous one's a pretty good one, right? 916. What's that? Where did that charge come in? It obviously wasn't forecasted, and the agent, classified it as unfavorable, which it is. Miscellaneous expenses exceeded the forecast due to a $666 bill from Tim Phillip Masonry. So I'm going to give this, a pretty fair job. I would probably write things up differently, But the fact that the agent went through and did everything is really good. And you saw, I mean, I think that happened in like 30 seconds. They went through. This truthfully could take me in practice, depending on the complexity of the client, hours. And you saw it went through everything and it did a really good job. Let's look at the highlights. Let's go over here, scroll over a little bit. Now this is coming from the CFO agent right here. Let's see here. Income. Favorable. Total income significantly exceeded the plan at $4,054 versus $1,120, driven by a $1,750 invoice from Cool Cars and a $750 invoice from John Melton. All right, pretty good. Expenses came in at $1,487 above the forecast of $942, primarily due from a $666 bill from Tim Phillip Masonry and a $109 expense from Tina's Nursery. EBITDA, as they call it, was favorable of $2,568, surpassed the forecast of $178 as strong income growth outpaced the unfavorable expense. Basically, we did good. We had more revenue than we went over on expenses, but we had more revenue. Truthfully, I'd probably write it a little bit differently. I'd probably summarize things, but the fact that the agent did it in record time was pretty outstanding. And this is, like I said, would save a practitioner hours for every single client, every single month, depending on, the complexity of the client. So good stuff. I'm pretty happy with it, how it came out. And my name's Dan, and this is my first workflow I've ever actually created. So I'm going to start putting these on YouTube. And if you're watching this and you want, me to discuss or expound on anything, please let me know in the comments, or I'll even put my calendar link in the demo or in the bio, and you can click on it, schedule time with me, and maybe there's something that you want to be automated. Maybe I could work together, see if it's done or if it's possible to be done. And all right, well, thanks for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right, bye.